Taylor movement. We're going to get started seated today, feeling the tailbone, heavy weighted pelvis, just really melting into the mat, stacking the spine up tall without gripping those glutes. Allow yourself to be heavy in the legs. Roll the shoulders away from the ears and knit those front ribs down towards the belly button, crown of the head reaching up tall. Feel the spinal column lifted. Keep that big juicy space between the ears and the shoulders. Take a deep inhale, breathing in through the nose, posterior lateral breath. So really inflate the rib cage, left to right. Inhale, acknowledging the back space, three-dimensionality. Exhale, blow the air out. Engaging the core, lifting the pubic bone up towards the belly button, front ribs knitting down towards the navel, navel towards spine. Deep inhale. Exhale. Imagining as though the exhale is releasing out through the crown of the head. One more time. Inhale. Wide back, beautiful open chest. Exhale, release. And floating the eyelids open. Let's go ahead and find our sits bones on the mat. Sitting up tall, so tail is heavy, lumbar spine is stacked. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Find the soles of the feet heavy in the mat. And gently place the fingertips behind the pocket of the knees. Start the roll down, drawing the navel in. Bringing the hip points behind the pubic bone, finding that beautiful C curve of the spine, and then gently draw the navel in a little bit deeper, downward spiral of those front ribs as you roll up, as you find the sits bones, front ribs lift off of the belly button, stack the spine. Again, inhale, exhale, draw the navel in. And if you'd like, you can begin to reach the fingertips out long without shrugging the shoulders, draw the navel in. Make sure all the initiation is firing through the core. Stack each vertebrae on top of the next. One more time like this. Exhale, draw the navel in, rolling down, respecting, honoring the beautiful architecture of the spine. Draw the navel in, keep those shoulders where they are as you roll up, this time lifting the arms and extending the legs, finding that length in the spine. Let the legs be heavy and almost try to open up the chest, lifting with the left. So start to engage the side body and then press the arms down, shoulders far from the ears, and hollow out the tummy, taking a nice spinal stretch forward. Arms only move because you are really finding that curve in the spine. Then slowly send the tail down as you stack the spine up. Deep inhale, crown of the head is the last thing to reach. Exhale, hollow out the tummy. Rounding forward like a hook exists between those front ribs. And then slowly rolling up. One more time like this. Inhale, legs are heavy. Exhale, rounding forward. And then slowly send the sits bones down into the mat as you stack the lumbar, thoracic, cervical spine. Length through the back of the neck, crown of the head comes up. We're going to go ahead and flex the heels. You're just going to bend the right knee in and start that roll down, bringing the ribs behind the tailbone, and then extend. Left leg, heel slides on the mat. Keep bringing the pubic bone up towards the belly button and try not to allow that torso to pulse forward. You want to keep that weight behind the tail to really work the abs as you draw one leg in and extend. And other leg comes in and extend. Flip the palms to face one another. Continue. Every exhale is a moment to knit those front ribs together and send that breath out through the crown to create space in the vertebrae. One more time, each side, drawing the right heel towards the glute. Never moving the chest. Relax those shoulder blades, they're just falling down the back. And let's start to add the arms. We bring the right knee in, left arm comes back, and then slowly bring that pinky finger down to the mat. And as you bring it back to center, extend the leg. Left knee comes towards the chest, right arm reaches up, keeping that arm in line with the ear, and then slowly draw the pinky finger down and center. One more time, exhale, deepen the engagement of the powerhouse, send the leg out with a fixed point, engaging the core. As you'll notice, we're adding load to the head, so your abs need to work a little bit harder. Bend both knees, bring them in, and send them out. Sliding, skimming the heels on the mat. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, draw the navel in. Exhale, just one more. Keep that weight off the lumbar spine. By drawing the navel in, send the legs out long, slowly roll up to a stacked spine and then round forward, up and over a beach ball. Slowly stack the spine, sending the crown of the head up. Legs remain heavy, draw the navel in again, flex the heels and bring the knee towards the chest, keeping the weight behind the tailbone. So tailbone is soft and heavy. Try not to let the sternum go. Keep that natural C curve of the spine without shrugging the shoulders into the ears. We're going to lower the left sole of the foot and right foot is going to come into tabletop. And do that same thing with both arms. Both arms reach up. Deep inhale, exhale, draw those front ribs down as you go taller through the crown of the head and back to center. Extend the right leg out long. We flex the foot as we lower, point to lift. So here you want to keep that tension out of the hip flexors. All the work is in the abs, drawing the navel towards the spine, pubic bone up as you lift. Two more, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, watch that left knee. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, bring it back to tabletop. And as we draw it back to tabletop, we're going to go ahead and stack the arms into genie and rotate over to the right side, bringing my left rib almost as if it could touch that right hip. Exhale, back to center. Again, reaching through the crown of the head. Make sure you're not hinging at the hips. You're really drawing those front ribs down towards the belly button, anchoring through soft glutes. Really trying to reach that left front rib towards the right hip bone. Keep the shoulders far from the ears. Last one. Draw the navel in. Send that right leg down. Extend both legs. Reach the arms out long and slowly draw the navel in, round up and over. And then going on to that left side. So first we send the tail down. Feel it soft in the mat as you stack the spine up. Flex the heels. Bring both knees in towards the chest. Bringing that weight back, finding the nice scoop in the belly, C curve of the spine. Send the right foot down, lift the left leg up. Left leg is in that nice tabletop. Keep drawing the navel in, balancing on the sits bones. Those front ribs are behind the pubic bone. And first just lift the arms, keeping that crease in the shoulders, space in the back of the neck. Bring the pinky fingers down to the mat. Reach greater length in the spine. And then bring the arms back to center. Extend the leg and slowly lower the heel. It hovers, point the toe, lift. Again, you're not using your hip flexor here. You're drawing the pubic bone up towards the belly button. Really deep abdominal work. Wide back. Feel that three-dimensional rib cage. Inhale. As you lower, exhale, lift. Last one, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Then slowly bend that knee in. We stack the genie arms. You can place the other arm on top if you'd like. Rotate, bringing the right front rib towards that left hip, keeping the hips neutral. Exhale, bring it back to center. Notice that the arms never tilt. They stay in that box, so the core box is alive. Really trying to find those shoulders in that neutral position. Exhale, center, last one. Keep drawing the navel in, keep the pressure off of the lower back. Exhale, bring everything in. Give yourself a moment here to find the length in the spine. And then go ahead and lower that left leg down to the mat. We extend both legs out long. We're going to again lift up and over. Nice spinal stretch. And then go ahead and stack the spine up tall. One vertebrae at a time. Interlace the fingertips, bring the hands behind the head. Elbows are spiraling forward, we're gonna go into neck pull. So first we're gonna round forward, trying to bring the nose close to the knees, keeping the legs heavy, really arcing the spine. Feel that nice curve, that beautiful stretch in the hamstrings, and then stack it up tall. Grow 1 inch taller out through the crown of the head, elbows are in the front diagonal, and really feel the length in the back of the neck. Send a little bit of traction, pressing the back of the head into the palms as now you hinge, front ribs knitting down, keeping the legs soft. Go back as far as you can before you draw the navel in and slowly roll down. Lumbar spine, middle back, upper back, and back of the head. Find the mat. We take a deep inhale, exhale, cervical nod, cervical curl, rolling up, peeling the spine off of the mat. If this is difficult for you, extend the arms out long. You're trying to move as seamlessly as possible. And then again, rounding forward. Really find that scoop in the front of the belly and then stack the spine up tall. Again, traction, back of the head, base of the skull presses into the palms. Try to keep those front ribs knitting down as you hinge back and then draw the navel in. A little tiny scoop in the tail and lower down. Just one more time like this. Again, if you find difficulty here, just go ahead and extend the arms out long at 90 degrees. Otherwise, the elbows are spiraling forward, shoulders far from ears. Deep inhale, exhale. Blow the air out, coming up as slowly as possible. Really trying to find that up and over doming feeling in the belly. Let the head relax and then send the sits bones down as you stack the spine. Vertebrae by vertebrae, crown of the head is the last thing to reach up, and then slowly dive the head back. And draw the navel in, really lowering this eccentric contraction with control, articulating through the spine to really power through those abdominals. And if you haven't done so already, arms are reaching up towards the ceiling. Roll the shoulder blades down towards the ears, towards the mat, shoulder blades sinking. We're just gonna go ahead and flip the palms and reach the arms back, shoulder differentiation. So you're not changing the torso here. I want you to keep trying to knit those front ribs closed, lower back is settling into the mat. Inhale as you extend back, legs soft. Exhale, lift the palms back up to 90, keeping the shoulders heavy in the mat. Inhale. Exhale, press. And last one, inhale, reaching behind towards that back wall. Energize this position through the fingertips. Exhale, bring the arms back up to 90. Slowly rotate the palms to face one another. Make sure there's a big juicy space between ear and shoulders. Neutral pelvic position. Take a deep inhale, inflating the rib cage. Press the back ribs into the mat. Exhale, front ribs knit down as you cervical knot, cervical curl, rolling up. Blow the air out. Really honor this beautiful C curve out of the spine as you come up slowly, doming forward. And then we're going to go ahead and start to roll back, tailbone reaching towards the pubic bone reaching towards belly button reaching towards spine, and stop halfway down. So we're going to pause here, relax the glutes, soften the legs, and flip the palms to face the floor. We're going to go ahead and bring the palms down to the mat to keep the shoulders far from the ears. Beautiful open chest, but don't lift that sternum. Keep that nice flexion in the abdominals. We're going to draw now the right hand back. Elbow goes directly behind us without changing anything in the rib cage. And then lift the arm. Keep the humerus in line with the ear and exhale. Press it down. Right palm returns to the mat. Left hand elbow reaches back. Stretch the front of the chest while engaging the abs again. Adding weight to the back. And then lift the arm. Exhale. Grow taller. Create space in the spine as you lower. So there's a little lift. Again, right arm draws back, elbow going directly behind you, and then skim it forward, lift the arm, keeping that crease. Exhale, grow taller in the spine, keeping that C curve. Last time, left hand skims back, keep drawing the navel in, reach, energize through the fingertips, and exhale, bring it down. Go ahead and slowly lower the spine, try to hover the palms over the mat for 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to go ahead and shimmy myself position. Shoulder blades are heavy, sternum soft, front ribs knitting down towards the belly button. Keep the heels heavy in the mat. We're going to bend the right knee into tabletop and extend it up towards the ceiling. And again, flex the heel to lower, point to lift. We flex. Notice if you're holding tension in the top of the body, and give me a little bit more length through the back of the neck. Exhale, lift. 2 more, flex and lower. Feel that stretch behind the knee. Exhale, lift. Last one, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Go ahead and slowly lower the right leg and hover the left leg off by pressing that right heel into the mat. Bend it into tabletop first and then extend it up to 90. Flex the heel, lower, and point and lift. So really working with articulation here, trying to keep the hips neutral like headlights towards the ceiling. We're working deeply in the abdominals, trying to target that transversus abdominis. So keep scooping pubic bone up towards belly button. Keep drawing those front ribs close. 2 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Soften the chest. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. And then slowly lower left leg into the mat. Bend the knees and bring those heels closer to the glutes. Again, sliding them across the mat until you feel the heels about a palm's distance away from the glutes. And bring those heels in line with the sit bones, full soles of the feet heavy on the mat. Just take a tiny pelvic curl. So bring those hip points closer to the rib cage, drawing the navel in. Booty hovers over the mat as the tail scoops, and then send the tail down. Anchor it into the mat as the hip points press forward. Moving through these tilts, ASAS, or rims of the hip points come closer to the thighs, and then again we scoop. Anchoring the heels, the big toes, and the pinkies into the mat. And bring those hip points closer to the thighs. 2 more. Exhale, draw the navel in, hollowing out the tummy. Soften the shoulders. Base of the skull supported by the mat. Just allow yourself, permit yourself to be heavy. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, draw the navel in. Last time. Really feeling that massage in the lower spine. And then send the tail down, dig it into the mat. And then slowly find the space right in between. Full surface area of the back is trying to find the mat. Soften the arms. Really anchor the feet into the mat. We're going to take that pelvic curl, again scoop the tail and slowly peel the spine off of the mat to lift the hips up towards the ceiling, bridge. We're not flying those front ribs open here, so we're really trying to keep those abdominals knit closed, opening up the hips, targeting the hamstrings. So bring the mind to muscle, right where the glutes meet the hamstrings, that's the area you're targeting. No tension in the glutes. Exhale, slowly lower the spine, sequencing through the vertebrae, one at a time. Middle back, lower back, sacrum, tail, reach the mat, allow them to settle, and then again scoop. And pressing the heels down in an oppositional pull and push, so we're really pushing the heels into the floor to lift the hips up, squeeze the glutes, knees tracking over toes. Exhale. Lower the spine, working through that C curve. And last time, scoop the tail. Peel the spine off the mat, keeping the hips in a neutral pelvic position. We'll hover the arms off the mat. Notice how much tension you're putting the arms in. If you can, reach the arms all the way up to 90, and then extend them behind the head. Exhale, lift them up, squeezing the glutes, holding this position, stabilizing with the abs. Opening up the hip flexors, keep lifting through the glutes. Inhale, reach back, knees over toes, big toe pressing into the mat. Try to lift the hips even higher as you bring the arms back to 90. 2 more. Inhale, squeeze those inner thighs, hugging close by pressing the big toe into the mat. No tension in the lower back. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly start to ripple through the spine, supple spine as you draw the navel in. Lower the arms all the way down, cervical nod, cervical curl, and go ahead and come all the way up to the sits bones, extending the legs out in a nice generous bend. So we're giving a little bit more space between the hamstring and the calf. We're going to stack our spine up tall first and then draw the navel in, round down. We're going to do a little stomach massage here. So extend the left leg out long. Again, bring that right heel in and extend. Right heel anchors down, left heel skims the mat. So you're finding a little work, or a lot of work actually, in those abs. As you draw one knee in, I want you to recognize that relationship between the sits bone and the heel. They're drawing on the same line and really lifting through the belly. And then both knees are going to bend. We're going to stay in this round position of the spine. And send the legs out. Again, bring the heels in. And send the legs out. Reach through the Achilles. 2 more. Deep abdominal engagement. Front ribs knitting down. Last time. We're going to add the work in the arms. So press the palms down. Both elbows are going to reach back as you bend those knees in. It's a lot of work. And then extend the arms up. Lift. And lower the palms back to the mat. Again, skim the mat with the heels in, palms, elbows reaching directly back. Keep that C curve. And then lift the palms off of the mat. Crease in the shoulders. Big space in the ears. Last time. Reaching the elbows back, knees lift up. Keep drawing the front ribs down. Lift the palms. And slowly reach the palms forward. Continue that roll up. Reaching up and over a beach ball. And then slowly send the tail down as you stack the spine. Shoulder blades cascade down the back as the crown of the head floats up. We're going to flip the palms to face one another. Keep the hips and heels really square. Anchor those heels into the mat. Soften the legs. Spinal twist. Open up one arm. Focus follows. And I really want you to think again, that front left rib is trying to touch the right hip point. Focus follows the fingertips, bringing out the spine like a wet dish towel. Exhale. Everything draws center. Other arm opening up. Keeping hips square. And close. Deep exhale. Again, inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Knit those front ribs close. Working through the rib cage, drawing the front ribs down towards the belly button. Right rib reaches towards the left hip point. 2, 3. Crown of the head and tail are reaching in opposition. Back to center. Slowly roll down. Bringing hip points behind the pubic bone. And lift the right leg into tabletop. We're going to bend the knee in and extend it out. Again, lift and bend. And extend. Knee lifts. We draw the navel in. And extend. Last time, draw it in. And extend. Anchor that right heel down. Left leg hovers. Again, bend and bring it in. You're not pumping the chest. You're really keeping the work in the abs. Scooping and lifting. Front ribs knitting down. Core box is trying to close. Keep drawing navel towards the spine. Nice posture. And last time, exhale. And reach those legs out long. And we're going to go ahead and squeeze the insides of the feet together. Again, continue that roll up. Stretching up and over a beach ball. Rounding, hollowing out the spine. And then slowly send yourself back. Rolling down, pausing midway. We're going to bring those arms behind us. Fingertips facing the glutes. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Hug the adductor muscles, so those medial hamstrings and medial thighs, they're really trying to squeeze together. Pressing the insides of the feet closed. We're going to go ahead and scoop the tail, pressing the palms into the mat to slowly roll up, lifting the hips all the way up. Make sure the shoulders stay far from the ears. You can choose to extend the neck if you like, and then slowly cervical nod, cervical curl, drawing the navel in, keeping those shoulders far from the ears, lower the spine. Again, starting with that curl, scoop in the tail, lift the hips, squeeze the feet together, and lift. And then slowly tuck the chin into the chest, rolling down. Just 2 more. And remember, the lowering is just as important as the lifting. So sits bones do not want to touch the mat. You're really trying to resist. Exhale. Rolling down, working the shoulders, and really working the back here as well. Really hugging those inner thighs. Inhale. Exhale. And slowly lower down. We're going to continue the same thing here. one leg off of the mat, I really want you to pay attention to that oppositional. So really want you to think about pressing the opposing heel into the mat as we lift the other. Here we go. Pouring weight into the palms, scoop the tail, and bring that right leg into passe. Press the left heel down, toe comes to knee. We lift the hips and then rotate over to the left side, keeping the hips lifted, shoulders far from shrugging. Only twist as much as you can, and then find yourself back to center. Lower the right leg and slowly roll down. Other side, heels dig, scoop the tail, peel yourself off, supple spine, rolling up. And then again, hover the left heel as you press the right heel down. Lift the hips as you rotate. Left knee comes towards that right side. Keep the hips lifted. Drawing back to a neutral pelvis. Slowly lower and cervical, non-cervical curl. One more time each side, getting into those obliques again. Scoop and lift. Hugging inner thighs. Press the left heel into the mat. Bring the toe to the knee. Lift the hips even higher. Externally rotating that bottom foot. Getting a nice stretch in the spine. And then draw the navel in. Send the leg out long. Cervical, non-cervical curl. Lower down. And last time. Woo! Scoop and lift. Feeling that heat. Again, hover. Passe. Lift the hips. Rotate both hips like headlights towards the right side. And then exhale back to center. Keep those shoulders far from the ears as you extend. Maybe give yourself a little bit more spinal extension. And then cervical, non-cervical curl, lower down. One more time, just reach the arms out in front of you. Whew, and round forward. And slowly stack the spine up tall. And then start to roll back down. Drawing the navel in, reach the arms behind you. Feel the length in the body. Whew, you can shimmy, rock the hips out. Take a deep inhale, inflate the ribcage, allow the lower back to come off the mat. And then exhale, soften everything, giving the palms, the back of the hands, the chance to just settle into the floor. Again, inhale. Exhale, soften, deflate the ribcage. Feel the length in the body. Give me one more. Inhale. And exhale. And just settle here. Keep those arms reaching towards the front corners of the mat. Let the lower back relax. Feeling a nice stretch in the pecs. Really working on that diagonal from the sternum to the fingertips. Palms facing the ceiling. You can let the pinky toes just fall towards the mat. Close the eyes. And take a deep inhale again. Exhale. Trying to quiet the noise. Using the breath to soften. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Let it go. And rest here. For the last moment of class, just notice where you can soften. Check in with yourself and notice where your skin, your flesh, the bones, the muscles can release. Surrendering to gravity as much as you can. Permit yourself to feel heavy, to feel weighted. Acknowledge the beautiful weight of the body just melting into the floor. And thank you so much for joining me today.